Hey everyone, are you looking for the top 10 TV shows on Netflix now? Well, you are in the right place. Despite the streaming service launching the trending list earlier this year, which reveals what the top 10 most popular TV shows are on a daily basis, it's not a super easy to find that list on Netflix, but today I am going to show you the best top 10 TV series you would like to watch. So if you are new to the channel, so please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. So in our list on the number 10th we have Ozark. Criminals are humans too. Ozark is about a money launderer who is caught between a rock and a hard place as his money laundering operation comes under the lens of the bored drug kingpin he is working for and the authorities. Played by the extremely talented Jason Bateman, Marty Byrde must be taken for the plan of the set of the plans to save his hide and keep his family alive. The show has 2 seasons on Netflix and the second one is even better than the first one with the additional characters, complexities and rivalries added to the mix. Pleasurable to consume. Next in our list we have Sherlock. Sherlock, made by BBC, is a great modern day adaptation of the fictional character and his sidekick Watson. The series is amazing in showing how Sherlock's brain actually processes the data, and there are several such moments to keep you glued. The reason I hated a few Sherlock books or stories authored by Conan Doyle was that at times Doyle became too lazy to show the maths. What helped the show is its stellar cast. In some parts, the series is too smart for its own good, especially the episodes covering Sherlock's death and return, elaborate on the same actual character's death and return. Seem contrived and over smart, but even so, just for the chemistry between Sherlock and Watson, the show is immensely watchable. Next we have Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is widely regarded as the best TV show of all the time by several critics. The show, chronicling the transition of a chemistry teacher diagnosed with a terminal cancer to a meth producer, is decidedly great. Bryan Cranston as Walter White is amazing, though I personally found some of the supporting cast to be a bit of caricature. Season 1 is slow as it set up the White as someone learning the meth game, but once it draws you in, you are hooked. So brave through the season 1 hump because boy, Breaking Bad is some story. The finale of the show is often called the best ending to a TV show, but it sort of left me underwhelmed and looking for the closure. Thankfully, Better Call Saul, the show's prequel, was at the hand to be watched. Daredevil. Matt Murdock, a Marvel comic hero who is a lawyer by the day but fight the bad guys at the night to avenge the murder of his father, a boxer. But what set Matt apart from the most superheroes isn't his backstory, it's his handicap. Matt is blind, the result of his childhood accident that may have removed his ability to see but gifted him with a heightened sense of touch, taste, hearing, and smell. Stranger Things. When Joyce's 12-year-old son Will goes missing, she launches a terrifying investigation into his disappearance with the local authorities. As they research for answers, they unravel a series of extraordinary mysteries involving secret government experiments, unnerving supernatural forces, and a very unusual little girl. Next we have Delhi Crime, an essential watching documenting the Nirbhaya rape from the lens of the police. Delhi Crime takes you through the lives of the myriad police ranging from a DCP duty to a constable whose wife is suffering from bronchitis. Their resources are limited, they do not have vehicles at the back and call, and they have to live in travel or places to exist only on the map of India. But Delhi Crime successfully make him empathize for the men in khaki who at least do the purpose of this crime and did their job. The show takes you through the journeys of the various characters, a sub-inspector who might have become a teacher, another who sat for the police exam only because she went with her friend. As much as it does through the investigation itself, the Delhi Crime is a rollicking ride. However, you will struggle to watch a single show because it takes a toll on you and watch the glory of the dark side of Delhi's underbelly. Next we have Sacred Games. Sacred Games is essential viewing aside from watching it for the dialogues you might have seen on news. The show is amazing in its use of Indian history almost as a character of its own accord. The plot is complex, many layered and keeps you on the tenterhooks. Saif and Nawaz's unusual accomplices in a mysterious impending act of destruction pull the show forward too. All in all, Sacred Games is an international classic and a must-watch TV series. Black Mirror. Aside from Narcos, Black Mirror is possibly what Netflix is known for. Black Mirror envisages a society with a certain science fiction technological leap having already been taken and become the norm. The show then explores the theme through a protagonist. An episode here and there is just about average, but that is not the norm. I ended up loving the episodes where the character at the center of the theme had a happy ending, but virtually each and every episode kept me rooted to the screen, almost in a state of paralysis. However, Black Mirror released as a standalone movie in December 2018 as it's so bad that it makes the show looks even better. Black Mirror is the reason Netflix deserves to be at the forefront of the streaming revolution. On top among the 10 we have Narcos. Both Narcos and Narcos Mexico start off slow. The first half of the episode is all about the context setting, but after a while you start looking forward to the slow drawl of the DE agent, which helps set up the events happening or about to happen on a screen. The slow flows like narco trafficking 101, Colombia, where some of the extant drug agencies won the war by eliminating Escobar and the Cali cartel. The Escobar era is covered in season 1 and season 2, while the third season, which covers the Cali cartel, is not as good, owing primarily the fact that Wagner Moura as Escobar in the first two seasons is so convincingly menacing and the evil that there are times you want him to prevail. Narcos Mexico is the story of a DEA agent Kiki Camarena, and while again the first episode is slow in setting up the story, it takes off quickly and keeps you enthralled. Overall, the series is 10 on 10. The chronological order of the events in the series Narcos Mexico followed by Narcos season 1, 2 and 3. So guys, that's all for today. Hope you liked the video. Whatever you think about the video, you can comment on the down section below there, and we will meet in the next video again. Until then, take care, be at home, be safe.